Hallo Football! I'm sure you remember how dependent Barca was on Lionel Messi. Everyone still hasn't forgotten how Cristiano Ronaldo dragged Real Madrid sometimes alone, but there are many other players without whom their teams would be much weaker. So today we have collected for you the top 7 players on whom the teams are dependent. So in the 7th place we have Dusan Vlahovic. For the 2nd season in a row he is one of the best forwards in Serie A. In Fiorentina he is a key figure and the whole game is built around him. For example, the last season he scored 21 goals, which is almost half of the team's goals. You see, Vlahovic is the 2nd most successful player in the European top leagues in 2021. Only Lewandowski scored more than him. And of course, the Fiorentina coach adjusts all tactics for Vlahovic. He changed the scheme from 3-5-2 to 4-3-3, and that allowed him to better rebuild the Vlahovic abilities. Now Vlahovic is a reference point for the team in the attack, and all the dangerous moments are created thanks to him. And every year his influence on the team grows. For example, statistically, last season he made an average of 2.3 hits per game, and this season it's already 3.6. This is a very significant increase. Roughly speaking, give the ball to Vlahovic, deliver it to him, and he will do the rest. Therefore, if you remove Vlahovic from Fiorentina right now, its results would be much worse. In the 6th place we have Patrik Schick, who scores almost half of Bayern's goals. He is a very smart and technical player, despite his size. His style is agility and positioning on the field. He notices free zones, breaks into them in time and hits from any position. He also works great with teammates. That is, he benefits the team precisely with his movement on the field and football intelligence. Relatively speaking, Bayern's wingers can do a lot of work, and Schick will make the right move at the right moment, and then either he will score or create an opportunity for a partner. Look, here are Bayern statistics from last season. Patrik Schick just joined the team and was injured, so he only scored 9 goals. As a result, Bayern ended up in 8th place in the Bundesliga in terms of goals scored. And here is the stats for this season. Patrik Schick is in great form, he scores a lot and creates chances for his teammates. As a result, Bayern is in 3rd place in terms of goals scored. Therefore, I believe that the influence of Patrik Schick on the team is huge, and without him it would be worse. In 5th place we have another forward, Patrik Bamford. When Leeds were fighting in the Championship, Patrik was already an important player, and last season when they reached the Premier League, Bamford only got stronger. He played all 38 matches, scored 17 goals and made 7 assists, and at this time Leeds showed an amazing game. This season Leeds have had many problems, including an injury to Bamford, and if for another players they can find a substitute and hold out, then without Patrik there is just no one to score. Rafinha has now taken on the role of bombardier, but he is a very limited player. His job is to carry the ball down the flank, to run into a counter-attack or to make a penalty, but he isn't capable of performing the functions of Bamford. What does Patrik usually do? He acts on the edge of the attack and perfectly chooses the moment for a breakthrough or opening in the penalty area. He is also good in front of the box and can play along or create space for the wingers. Roughly speaking, for Leeds, Bamford is like Firmino or Jota for Liverpool. As a result, now 20 rounds of the Premier League have passed and Leeds have scored only 24 goals, and last season they scored 20 goals in 14 rounds. Bamford himself has so far went on stage 5 times in the base and 1 time as a substitute, but the most important thing is that even in these matches he benefited the team and made 4 scoring actions. So you see, Leeds United depends on Bamford. In 4th place we have Zlatan Ibrahimovic. This is the only player on our list who influences the team even if he doesn't appear on the field. And yes, it's not a joke. To understand the Zlatan impact on Milan, just look at the team results. Before he joined the team, Milan won 3 out of 11 games and Stefano Pioli was on the verge of being fired. But then Ibrahimovic comes in and some incredible changes happen, and Milan finished the season in 6th place in Serie A, and Zlatan made 15 scoring actions in 16 matches. The following season, Milan took 2nd place at all and finally got into the Champions League, and Zlatan has already made 17 scoring actions in 18 full matches. And the question arises, what is the secret, and why did Ibrahimovic influence Milan so much? I think everything's simple. The team needed a mental leader and a chieftain. There are a lot of young players in Milan who sometimes need to be kicking their ass and race in training, and Zlatan is successfully doing this work, thereby helping the coach. Stefano Pioli himself doesn't hide this truth, and he openly talks about how strong the influence Zlatan has on the team. Zlatan instills in them the winner spirit, he awakens in them sports anger and makes them become better. Almost all the players in Milan say the same thing, therefore whether Zlatan is on the field or on the bench, his influence on the team will not disappear anywhere. Roughly speaking, it turns out that Zlatan motivates the team, and Pioli is already working out tactics for the team, and as a result Milan shows excellent results. In 3rd place, we have Virgil van Dijk. Last season was a prime example of what a complete disaster for Liverpool the exclusion of such a player can be. Yes, the team had a lot of injuries, but it was Van Dijk's injury that was the most serious for the team. First of all, Van Dijk has a high individual level. He is one of the best defenders in the world and was roughly on the verge of winning the Ballon d'Or. Secondly, he is a mental leader for the team, and when he is not on the field, the team becomes weaker psychologically. This is one thing when you can safely play in the attack, knowing that in case of a loss, the best defender in the world will ensure you. And another thing is when you are afraid to take risks in the attack, realizing that the defense may fail. Thirdly, in Liverpool, Van Dijk is the only one who is responsible for moving from defense to attack through a long pass. Of course, Matip and Gomez can also do this, but they are not as good as Van Dijk. Fourthly, Van Dijk is the commander and captain of the team. He knows how to lead the defense and give hints. Anyone can play next to him, whether it can be a David Luiz or Otamendi or Shkodran Mustafi, and all of them will play better, because Van Dijk will give them hints on how to act correctly. By the way, recently Thomas Tuchel was asked, could Liverpool have fought for the title last season? And he replied, no, because they didn't have Van Dijk. Roughly speaking, Tuchel claims that Van Dijk is so important to Liverpool that the team's championship depends on him, and we agree with him. In 2nd place, we have Karim Benzema. After Cristiano Ronaldo left, the Frenchman reached a new cosmic level. For 3 consecutive seasons, he has been involved in half of Real Madrid goals, creating an average of 30 scoring actions. Last season was the most successful in Karim's career, and this year his game will help Real Madrid become the champion of Spain. By the way, if Real take the championship this season, it will be the 2nd time in 4 years. And all these 4 years, Benzema has been the main forward of the team. For you to understand, it took 10 years to conquer the previous 2 championships. It is also interesting that this season Benzema has an assistant. This is Vinicius Jr., who, thanks to Karim and certainly to Carlo Ancelotti, has reached a new level. Therefore, now we can say that Real Madrid is dependent on these 2 players. But if you look at the last few years, we remember that Real Madrid didn't have stability, many transfers didn't work, Vinicius had problems with the implementation of chances, Hazard got fat, Isco disappeared, Bale on golf, Asensio also disappeared, and only Benzema of all the attacking group remained a stable professional all that time. That is why we can say for sure that Real Madrid is dependent on Karim Benzema. In the 1st place, we have Bruno Fernandes. When Manchester United made the transfer of Fernandes in the winter of 2020, few believed that Bruno would be able to straighten the team and give it the creativity that was lacking. But in the end, it turned out that Manchester United bought a real diamond. In his first 10 matches, Bruno made 13 scoring actions and was named the Premier League Player of the Month, and at the end of the season he was voted the best player by Manchester United fans. In following season, he was only gaining momentum and had already made 30 scoring actions in a season, and again the fans recognized him as the best. And in December last year, Bruno already played his 100th match for Manchester United, and his statistics look like this: 100 matches, 45 goals, 37 assists. Since his Premier League debut, no one has done more scoring actions than Bruno. Now Ronaldo has joined the team, the coach has also changed, and now the role of Bruno has changed a little, but this doesn't prevent him from being the only bright spot in the Manchester United attack. And I'm sure without Bruno, the team could play and create chances much worse than if they have him. Well, he was Thierry Henry today. Subscribe to the channel and do not unsubscribe until I allow you.